Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. Hey, how is everybody? You know what? I hope you're all doing great. I am. Sorry I had to mess with the camera. Today I want to talk about RV life, nomadic life, van dwelling, RV dwelling, and I want to be serious about it because the fact is even though it was one of the most amazing adventures I've ever had, it was also one of the most destructive, scary times that I ever had. Now, back in December of 2016, when I started watching nomadic videos, and Mr. Bob was one of them, Carolyn's RV was another, and a few others, I was totally convinced that females, single females, can get out there and be nomadic. I never stopped to think that most of the people I watched on YouTube, one, traveled with a tribe, two, were so ugly that their dog wouldn't chase them, or three, that they were lying. And but one lady buzzed all of her hair off. She looked like a boy. You know, being a nomad, living out in the middle of nowhere, is an absolute amazing adventure, but there are so many dangers, you guys. Dangers I never took into consideration before I packed up, moved into an RV, and rolled out. The dangers started immediately for me. And I have videos down below from the day I started boondocking until the day I ran from boondocking because somebody tried to break in my RV in the middle of nowhere. Nomadic life is dangerous. It's dangerous for single females. It's dangerous for couples. Let's think about it. Before the nomadic movement started a few years ago, the only people who lived that existence were criminals. For the most part, there were people dodging the law. They'd been kicked out of their homes. They were what we call undesirables in society. And I'm not saying that they all were, but the fact is criminals can't rent apartments. They can't get jobs. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. And we have to realize and we have to understand that when we're parked in the middle of nowhere, we're at the mercy of people like that. People who are murderers, people who are sexual deviant, people who will rob you and not think nothing of it. They're just people out there who have no empathy, no conscience. And as a single female nomad, I encountered some of the worst. I know that for 9 months, I was docked at an RV resort, and I don't know that God didn't do that for my own protection, you guys. I had a stalker, I still have a stalker, who I met while I was out boondocking. Do I feel it's safe for single females? No, absolutely not. And when you're first starting out, I hit up people on channels. I hit up a lot of these mega subscriber channels. I asked for help. Where do I go? How do I do this? I never got any help. None. Nada. Zip. And so I started out all alone. All alone with me and my dog, Chloe. And Chloe, she didn't have an aggressive bone in her body. She was big and looked like she may have. But an example, one time I was sitting in a Walmart in Flagstaff and some guy was trying to break in the RV and Chloe licked him to death. I actually had to walk out and bust the guy doing it. So, with that being said, all this bull about how safe it is for females to be singular nomadic and there are no tribe is bullshit. Not only that, you could get into a tribe where you've got a sicko. I did. I got into a tribe where their sicko had dwelt. And you know what? I've been suffering the consequences ever since. So we as women have to know that we put ourselves, unbeknownst to us even at times, in line of jeopardy, in line of six pervs, and through no fault of our own. You know, guys, I've put on weight since I've been here, in the last 9 months. I put on 10 pounds. I think that has to do with when I was really thin, it seemed like I couldn't get the guys off my back. And I'm not bragging and I'm not trying to be conceited or nothing, but the fact is that I don't want to be so appealing that I attract the perverts. I'm just saying. Now, it could be all in my mind, and it could be the fact that I was so thin when I attracted that stalker. But the fact was, he wasn't the only one. I had trouble with men from the day I went out. From the day I left, I had trouble with men at the RV resort. You know, as a single female, and especially if you're a single mother with children, you've got to protect yourselves. You've got to, my suggestion is that you would go out and for 2 weeks at a time. Don't get rid of your stick and brick. Don't do it. Go out for 1 or 2 weeks at a time and get a feel of the land. And whatever you do, you guys, be careful who you friend out there. The fact is, there is danger out there. There's danger with lone females being anywhere. If females get abducted from shopping malls, think how easy it is for some sicko to abduct you out of the middle of nowhere, to follow you around and stalk you. It's not a fun existence. It's just not. So take my heed. Yeah, there's something really thrilling about being in the nomadic life. But there is also many, many, many dangers, you guys. So many dangers. I just can't even begin to tell you. You know, it's not only the dangers. You're either hot or you're cold. I mean, there's one of the high subscriber channels right now. His new series is How to Stay Cold as a Nomad in the Summertime. Well, I could tell you that in less than 30 seconds. Go north. Go as high as elevation as you can, because you are not going to cool down an RV, a van, or a car, a tent, with an AC unit. I lived in a Class A that had 2 huge ACs, and they couldn't keep the place cool because it just goes right out the windows and the doors and the walls. So the fact is don't go bother watching his videos or his series on how to stay cold, because they're bunk, they're bullshit. Strip off and get into your shorts and your muscle shirts and climb north. Go to Oregon, go to Washington, and go up on a mountain. Is the only way as a nomad you're going to stay cool. And then you'll probably freeze in the morning. But the fact is that it's not all it's cracked up to be, you guys. Yep, there's thrill and there's adventure and there's doing it yourself and self-survival, and I dug all that part. I dug all of that. And I have to say that I proved to myself that I could do it. But I didn't have good sleep. I didn't have good rest. I was terrorized the whole time. The whole time. I remember 2 weeks and 2 weeks only that I felt secure and safe. And that's really sad. Just saying. Anyway, I hope you would take in consideration, if you're planning on becoming a nomad, a female, I think even male nomads are at risk. But you guys got to remember, you have got to remember that undesirables, people in society says you're not welcome here. They can't get jobs, they can't get apartments. The felons live out there too. And more so out there than in the society in which we dwell. I'm just saying. So remember, arm yourself however you see fit. I'm an avid gun carrier, and I advocate guns. I learned to shoot when I was just a baby, just a kid, 5 years old. I was shooting guns. My children were. and I advocate it. But the fact is if you're sleeping and you're in a hard sleep, no matter if that gun is under your pillow or not, if you wake up to somebody on top of you, beating you or stabbing you, how are you going to reach that weapon? Just saying. I'm just saying. Be safe, my friends. And to those of you who want to be nomadic, take everything, and I mean everything, into consideration. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I'm really sorry I had to put this video out, but it's not been good in my good conscience to let everybody who wants to be nomadic go out there without a humble talking to about the factual danger that there is. Don't believe Mr. Bob when he gets all these females on there talking about how they feel safe. The fact is, most of them they look like men. And then I'm not being mean, I'm just saying. Half them females don't look female. And if you happen to be a female like me who likes to wear girly clothes or girly hair, makeup, nails, it's hard to disguise the fact that you're a female. Have a blessed day. Remember to love yourself, because if you don't love you, ain't nobody gonna love you. Peace out. Bye-bye.